Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day everyone. In the previous video, you have learned about job satisfaction that is commonly defined as the extent to which employees like their work. Researchers have examined job satisfaction for the past several decades. Many studies have been devoted to figuring out the relationship between job satisfaction and organizational commitment. Literature on the relationship between organizational commitment and job satisfaction indicates that if employees are satisfied, they will develop stronger commitment to their work or current employer. Now, in this video, I will be telling you on the definition of organizational commitment and the two types of organizational commitment, which is affective commitment and continuance commitment. So let me start by briefly explain to you what is known as organizational commitment. Organizational commitment is the individual psychological attachment to the organization. It is an employee desire to remain a member of an organization. The basis behind many of these studies was to find ways to improve how employees feel about their jobs so that this employee would become more committed to their organization. The two types of organizational commitments are known as affective commitment and continuance commitment. First, let's focus on the affective commitment. Affective commitment refers to the emotional attachment to the organization. It is the commitment of the employee to involve and remain within organization. Employee with affective commitment will have high identification with the organization in which they have a great psychological bond to the organization. This is where you stay in the organization because you want it. Affective commitment highlight the desire component of employee to be the part of organization. Also, it shows the attachment of employee to the goals of the organization. Employees who are effectively committed feel valued, act as ambassador for the organization, and are generally great asset for organization. Further, the effective commitment of employee get affected by a number of demographic factors such as age, sex, education, and so on. Second types of organizational commitment is known as continuance commitment. It is the calculative attachment to the organization. The experience occurs when employee has no alternative employment opportunity or leaving the company would be a significant financial sacrifice. This is where you stay in the organization because you need to. Besides that, continuance commitment is referring to the emotional and mental commitment of employee in the organization. Some employee in the organization may feel that turning over from the organization will turn out to be costly and feel that staying in the organization is much better than leaving the organization. Also, employees in the organization develop some form of attachment with the employee and organizational work setting over the period of time, which further influence them to stay in the organization for a longer period of time. In addition to this, various other reasons relating to pay and fringe benefit also influence the employee to stay in the organization. Some employees also believe that shifting to some other organization will not improve their pay base and other remuneration benefit, which further influence the employee for continuous employment in the organization. Both effective commitment and continuance commitment may positively or negatively affect employees in many different ways. Next, I will explain to you the consequences of both effective and continuance commitment. Employees with effective commitment will be less likely to quit from their job and be absent from work because they are happy to do their jobs. They have higher work motivation and organizational citizenship, in which they have high self-awareness to do the job without being telling to do so. Organizations that have employees with effective commitment are very lucky because this can improve their customer satisfaction as long tenure employees have better knowledge of work practice. They have better understanding on the organizational commitment. However, the limited side back of this effective commitment is that employees tend to have high conformity, which may result in lower creativity. Employees with effective commitment tend to follow the existing practice that prevent them from trying new things. In contrast to continuous commitment, this type of commitment has more negative effect on individual and organization. Employees with continuance commitment will tend to have lower performance. Studies have indicated that continuance commitment is negatively related to job performance and quality of work. Those with these types of commitment will not think about their organization. Thus, their job performance will not be their priority. Organizational citizenship behavior also is of no importance for employees who have high continuance commitment. Employees will less likely engage in organization citizenship behavior in the organization. They refuse to involve in the organization activities, increase absenteeism, as well as refuse to follow the rules of the organization. Last but not least is, employees with continuance commitment are more likely to use formal grievance. These kinds of employees often raise a problem or complaint to their employer. So let's us continue with the 5 strategy in building organizational commitment. There are many ways to build organizational commitment among employees. However, there are 5 strategies that are frequently mentioned by literature. So the strategy are justice and support, shared value, trust, organizational comprehension, and employee involvement. The first one is justice and support. Effective commitment is higher in organizations that fulfill their obligation to employee and abide by humanitarian values such as fairness, courtesy, forgiveness, and moral integrity. Second strategy is known as shared value, in which the definition of the effective commitment refers to a person's identification with the organization, and that identification is highest when employee believes their values are congruent with the organization's dominant values. As the employee experience more comfort by sharing value with others in the organization, they will tend to agree with the values underlying the organization decisions. As a result, this will increase their motivation to stay with the organization. The third strategy is known as trust. The trust refers to positive expectation one person has toward another person in situation involving risk. Having trust means that you are putting faith in the other person or group. To receive trust, you must demonstrate trust. Employees identify with and feel obliged to work for an organization only when they trust its leader. Thus, will increase job security, increase employee trust, and reducing employees layoff. Number 4 is organization comprehension. Organization comprehension refers to how well employees understand the organization, including its strategy, direction, social dynamic, and physical layout. In order to ensure this, organization can provide staff with information and opportunity to keep up to date about organizational events, interact with co-workers, discover what goes on in different parts of the organization, and learn about the organization, history, and future plan. Last but not least is employee involvement. Employee involvement increases effective commitment by strengthening the employee's psychological ownership and social identity with the organization. Employees feel that they are part of the organization when they participate in decisions that guide the organization's future. So guys, we have reached the end of topic 2 of workplace emotion and attitude. As your instructor, I really hope that I have assisted you in learning and understanding this topic well. Please continue to watch, listen, and read the material in the topic section to improve your understanding. Or if you have anything to ask, share, or give recommendation, do write your comment in the comment box section. Your feedback will be highly appreciated. Thank you all for your kind attention and focus. See you later.